So you open a website, it moves slowly, the depth feels real. You just instinctively think, okay, that had to be a $10,000 project.
And the surprise is
Yeah.
that, look, that complex cinematic feel is now completely accessible. We're going to unpack the 3 tools that just eliminate the need for months of expensive coding.
Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission today is really focused on leveraging a specific AI toolset to bypass traditional web design costs and, frankly, the complexity.
Yeah.
If you're trying to build a killer portfolio with, zero investment or just understand how modern design teams are moving, this is the deep dive for you.
To make this really actionable, we're going to take a case study approach. We're building a landing page for a fictional high-end brand. Let's call them Zenith Audio.
Okay.
And we'll walk you through the entire workflow, from a totally blank canvas to deployed functional code.
Our roadmap is precise. We'll start with the AI toolset, then we'll get into visual direction, which is way more crucial than you might think. After that, we dive into turning still images into a smooth video, optimizing it for speed, and finally, using AI to write all the code.
It's an incredible stack. It really forces you to re-examine what development even means today.
Absolutely. So let's look at the ingredients. The stack is all browser-based, which is great. No massive software downloads.
Right.
We're using 4 main free Google-backed tools. First up for the initial pictures is Google Image FX.
And then for the motion, the really critical part, we move to Google VO. That's the engine that handles the video generation and frame interpolation.
To make sure your site actually loads, we'll need EasyGIF for optimization for file conversion.
And finally, the assembly tool, Project IDX, which is integrated with Firebase Studio. This is the smart coding environment, the AI assistant that puts it all together for you.
Now, before we even touch ImageFX, you always stress this one thing, the primary error beginners make.
Yeah.
Skipping the visual direction. Why does skipping that step ruin this workflow specifically?
Because the AI is only as good as the intention you feed it. I learned this the hard way. I once prompted for a futuristic car without specifying colors or lighting or anything.
And what happened?
The result was just 10 different styles that didn't match at all. It kind of looked like a kindergarten collage. It was useless.
So no direction is chaos. For our Zenith Audio example, what's the look we're committing to before we generate a single image?
We want something high-end, a little aggressive.
Okay.
So we're defining a palette of matte black with bright neon lighting, leading into a sophisticated cyberpunk style.
Okay, let's get into ImageFX with that vision locked in. And I'll admit, this is where I still have my struggles.
Oh, yeah.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself, Learning to specify details like matte black metal finish instead of just black. That's the real key.
That specificity is everything. You have to tell the AI you want cinematic product photography. You want it to look like a high-budget ad shoot, not just a snapshot.
And the detail about the object being floating? That's actually critical for smooth animation later. Why does that help so much?
Because if the object is sitting on a complex surface, like a desk or a carpet, VO has to worry about how the grain and shadows shift during the rotation.
Ah, I see.
If it's floating, the background can stay pretty static, which prevents the AI from generating, unwanted warping. It just simplifies the math.
So we need 2 defined assets. Image A, the start frame, front view, and image B, the end frame, maybe a side profile view.
Correct. You're pre-baking the start and end of the movie.
So now that we have our ingredients, you might be wondering, why this specific set of tools? Why does this combination of free tools offer a better solution than what we see marketed online?
These tools offer a proven, modern workflow that actually works today. They integrate seamlessly, and they bypass all the usual software overhead.
All right, this is where it gets really interesting. Turning those 2 stills into a moving asset. Let's define frame interpolation in plain language.
Frame interpolation is basically digital guesswork. But it's perfect guesswork. The AI looks at image A and image B, and it accurately guesses all the thousands of middle frames needed to connect them.
So it understands how light and shadow should shift during that movement.
Precisely. And for this, we're using Google VO's image-to-video mode, right? Not text-to-video.
Correct. We already defined the visual style, so we leverage the image inputs. Now, the motion prompt is critical for that expensive cinematic feel. What's the core instruction?
The core instruction has to be slow, smooth camera pan. If the movement is fast or jittery, it instantly looks cheap. It undermines the whole aesthetic. Premium moves slowly.
We should probably add realism with details, too, like cinematic lighting changes on the metal surface.
Yes, that prevents the animation from looking flat. Then you generate it, and you have to do a quality check. You look for any warping or stretching. If it's not right, you just refine the prompt.
Why is defining that rotation angle in the initial images so crucial before you even get to VO?
Precise framing ensures a smooth, non-warping transition. It just gives the AI few variables to mess up. Now we have to address the elephant in the room about web speed. We've got this beautiful video loop, but you can't just upload the raw MP4 file.
Right. Video files are heavy. If your site takes 3 extra seconds to load, people are just gone. Plus, getting a seamless loop with a raw MP4 is often a huge pain.
We need to convert it. And the solution is the WebP format. It's modern, it has better color quality than the old GIF format, and a much smaller file size. Google loves WebP.
And we use EasyGIF for this. What are the critical settings we need to focus on there?
The frame rate, primarily. Use 15 to 20 FPS. You absolutely do not need 60 FPS for a background loop. 20 FPS saves space, and it still feels very cinematic.
And crucially,
You must select Loot forever.
and check that final file size. The goal is always to keep the final .web file under 2 or 3 megabytes. That's the key metric.
That's the key. If it comes out at 8 NB, you have to reduce the resolution or drop the frame rate a little more.
Besides just the size, why is WebP so much better than, say, a standard GIF for these background animations?
WebP is optimal because it supports superior color and alpha transparency. That ensures the loop looks truly seamless and professional.
Okay, final step. Introducing Project IDX and Firebase Studio. This is the coding environment with that integrated AI chat assistant. This is where the magic happens.
Yeah, before you had to write every line of HTML and CSS. Now you just talk to the assistant, which is powered by Gemini, and it writes the entire code base for you.
Whoa! I mean, just imagine scaling that capability. Handling 1 billion lines of code for users every day, just instantly generating and correcting responsive sites. That's a staggering amount of technical leverage.
It really is. So we give the AI our structure plan. A header, a full-screen hero section using our animation, and the crucial effect, parallax scroll.
The parallax effect is what creates that perception of depth where the background moves slower than the foreground. It's an instant visual upgrade.
And our prompt needs to be super detailed. We specify dark mode only, black, white, and teal for the colors. The hero section must be full screen and use a subtle parallax effect.
And it just creates the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files for you, neatly organized. You don't have to touch it manually unless you want to.
And here's the teacher tip. This will save you hours. When you upload your hero-bg.web file, don't go looking for the placeholder code to edit.
Right.
Just ask the assistant. I uploaded hero-bg.web. Please update the code to use this as the background. The AI fixes the syntax instantly.
That's a phenomenal time saver. But if the AI is doing all the heavy lifting, what's the most critical stylistic feature it must include to avoid looking like a basic template?
That's a great question. The critical feature is ensuring the parallax effect is subtle. We have to explicitly ask the AI for a gentle scroll rate. The depth has to be implied, not jarring. We have a functional website now, but we need to move beyond that and inject some taste. The site can still look cheap if the typography is weak.
Right. Even with a great background. So we instruct the AI to use an elegant Google font like Inter or Roboto and add wide letter spacing. That mimics the look of cinematic credits and adds a feeling of high-end spaciousness.
Absolutely. And to elevate that core cyberpunk look, we add glassmorphism.
The frosted glass effect. It's perfect because it creates this subtle layer between the background and the text. Adds depth.
We can apply it to the main navigation or maybe just the Buy Now button. It's a detail that immediately says, this was intentionally designed.
And finally, the real-world test. The mobile experience. If you check the preview on a phone and the text is too big, what do?
You don't dive into the code yourself. You just instruct the AI. Please make the header font smaller, say 30 pixels, when the screen is under 600 pixels wide. The AI handles all the responsive updates.
So what's the underlying goal of refining the typography and adding glassmorphism to the design?
These details elevate the entire aesthetic. They move the site from just functional to something that's truly premium and memorable.
Let's zoom out for the big idea. We didn't just build a web page, we executed a full creative strategy with free tools. You were the art director in ImageFX, defining the mood.
You were the motion designer in VO, executing that perfectly smooth rotation.
And you were the developer in Project IDX, writing and troubleshooting the code all through conversation. The technical barrier to entry is just gone.
It's entirely removed. The only inputs left are taste, which you learn by studying great designs, and patience. You have to be willing to regenerate an image 4 times to get the lighting right.
Right.
You have to be willing to ask the AI to fix a bug 3 times. But if you have that, you can build things that convincingly look like they cost 5 figures.
So don't just read about this. That's your homework, your challenge. Go open these tools right now. Try to build a landing page for, say, a coffee brand or a sneaker store. Start with the visual prompt first.
And the final provocative thought we'll leave you with is this. Since the technical barrier is gone, the future of web design isn't about code literacy anymore.
It's solely about creative vision and visual execution.
Focus on the vision. The tools will handle the rest.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the AI workflow.
We hope you built something amazing.